Hello, and welcome to Living with and Beyond Cancer. This is a podcast for people who have or have had cancer. As a twice diagnosed kidney cancer patient who's been in remission for 8 years, I recognise the trials and tribulations of what happens next once we've finished treatment or are in long term maintenance treatment and try and return to our lives. Before we get into today's episode, if you want to know more about myself and why I'm doing this podcast, please go back to episode 1, released on World Cancer Day on the 4th of February 2026. Welcome to this first episode in Series 2, where we'll be speaking with Ray Walker about a much needed project for cancer patients at his place of work. But before we hear from Ray, I'd just like to say a few words about a sponsor of the show, the Resilience Room. The Resilience Room is a training company offering a number of in-person training courses. Too much training these days has become a tick box online bore, but the Resilience Room understands the power of getting in the room with each other. Current courses on offer include Wellbeing in the Workplace and Loss and Grief. All courses are bespoke and can be tailored to the needs of the employees. Please have a look at their website on www.resilienceroom.co.uk. So, welcome, Ray. Would you like to take this opportunity to tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and what you do, etc.?
Yes, good morning. Nice to meet you, Steve. Yes, I'm the community manager at Crewe Alexander Football Club. I've been here for 26 years, so quite a long time, and seen some changes, both positive and negative. I used to be a pro footballer, uh, got into the community with Crewe, was on their academy side as well. That gradually didn't happen, and then I've obviously full-time doing this tremendous job as community manager, managing staff who go into community and deliver multi-sport sessions within the local community in the deprived areas of Crewe and surrounding areas.
Fantastic. And as somebody who lives in Crewe, well, first of all, I remember watching you as a pro footballer, and then I've watched your sort of the change because living in Crewe, I used to work at a local leisure centre, and before the fantastic facility you've now got at Shavington, I used to do a lot of work with your predecessor, Chris Walters.
Yeah.
He used to do some work at the AstroTurf there, and I've seen the community centre grow and grow and grow, and I have to say well done, because it's been a fantastic achievement. From the old days of using the AstroTurf before the new stand was built at Crewe, it's been a phenomenal change, and to see that in the community is unbelievable.
Yeah, well, we're here to support the local community, whether you're 4-year-olds up to 80-year-olds, so we have all adults and children come to the community setup. Yes, it's a super facility, very lucky to have one as good as this, and we're looking forward to changes in the future that will improve the facility going forward. So very healthy future for us here. With the football club and with the community. And we're hoping to drive it on to bigger and better things with greater partnerships we're now building within the NHS, as one of these initiatives is about, and the local councils and Active Cheshire. So, we're starting to, be part of the delivery, not only the delivery, but the setting up of these initiatives.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, do you want to tell us a little bit about the community development side of a football club? When I spoke to you on the phone the other day, I mentioned to you that when I was at college, I did my work placement or work experience at Stoke City Community
Yeah.
Programme. And whilst it's got the name of the club and obviously it's supported by the club, it's not fully part of the club, is it? You have to get your
Now,
funding from elsewhere.
we are separate organisations. We're registered charities. All community parts of the football club are registered charities. So obviously you've got your 92 clubs in the Premier League Football League are all registered as charities. They do get supported by the Premier League and the English Football League on different initiatives and core funding, but relatively we have to make our own money to survive. And we have our own accounts like any other business would. So if you're making a loss, which we have done 2 or 3 years on the trot, you start to pull your belts in, and then suddenly you make a little bit of a profit that goes into a sinking fund for the future. Because obviously with our facility, we have to replace that in a few years' time. So every sort of 10 to 15 years, we must replace this facility, which happened 2 years ago here, which cost us £400,000. So it's quite a lot of money to save. So yes, we're here to get out into the public, do a lot, a lot of free stuff, but we have to make money to survive on this end of the football in the community.
So, other than your sort of activities that you have at the soccer centre, I know you have the football leagues on a Sunday morning for the kids. You have holiday clubs. You have things, as you said, out in the community. How do you raise that kind of money, Ray? Because it can't be.
Well, luckily we do pitch hire on a night, so after 6 o'clock, we do everything here till 6 o'clock. We do pitch hires then, so we're like a commercial entity. So we rely on the pitch hire. Obviously, the mini soccer brings us money in. The Premier League do give us money for two or three of their projects, the Kicks project, Premier League Primary Stars and Fans Fund. The EFL, they give us structural grants, so core funding, if you like. So that all adds up, but obviously we have to top that up with getting our own grants in. We've got a Steve Morgan grant over the last started this year for 3 years, which has been tremendous for us, which obviously is to deliver a program, but also it does generate money in itself. Yes, we're very busy. We're in schools, primary schools, senior schools, and other initiatives. We do our own coaching with boys and girls. We have our own girls ETC, which is again sort of promoted and propped up, if you like, by the FA and the Premier League. And then we do our own boys development and elite coaching, which again brings some money in. So all the time, we're trying to generate enough money to not only survive, but to put out a good product and do a good job within the community.
Brilliant. So, people who are listening are primarily cancer patients or family members or carers. So they're probably wondering why we're talking about a community centre and a football club. So that brings us on to why you've joined me today, really, Ray. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the project that you've got running at the moment? It's a pilot scheme, I believe, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
So
strange how it came to my attention, really. Happened to notice it on your website, and somebody
yeah,
then told me about it. But
yeah,
yeah, over to you. It's something called Versus Cancer.
yeah. Well, we were approached by the Clattenbridge Cancer Centre NHS Foundation Trust. They're in sort of Merseyside area. They've done a pilot up the northwest with a few clubs where it's proven, the specialists involved as well on the cancer side. It's proven that if cancer patients do decide to take some exercise up pre-hab or post-hab, their cancer, um, they will have a better chance to do well after the cancer, the treatment, through the treatment and after the surgery. So, as I say, the NHS got us involved, the EFL are involved, the English Football League are involved, and several of the partners are involved to try and build on this pilot that was in the northwest. So it's coming down the northwest, if you like. So Everton are on board, who are obviously a massive football club. Tranmere are on board, Chester and Crewe Alexandra. So we're sort of extending that pilot scheme out, where we provide an exercise environment and social environment on a Mondays at the football club to welcome any cancer patient, whether it is prehab or post-hab. So that's what we're doing.
So just for our listeners, do you want to explain the difference there? You've mentioned it a couple of times. Some people might not know the difference between prehab and post-hab.
Well, prehab's obviously before the operation. So you've been diagnosed with cancer. Obviously, you've got to go through different stages of that. So we're there for anybody to come to us and have a bit of social with other patients. So you would come and do some exercise with us, whether that's chair exercise or slow movements and music to music, using some sort of weights, chair exercises, step exercise, anything just to help you get moving. And that's followed with a social bit of the session where the if we had any post-hab patients come, they'd mix together in that middle section where they have a nice cup of tea and a nice chat, nice walk around the ground. have a little chat, and that's the social part. And then the prehab would obviously go home, and then the post-hab would they do their exercise. It's a part of the day where we can cater for prehab and post-hab patients just to help them have some social part of their lives, make new friends perhaps, and get some exercise to help them on the way back to full fitness.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the key parts that you've got here, Ray. It's not just the exercise bit, which we'll touch back on in a minute, but as somebody who works in the cancer field, if you like, peer support is something that's absolutely massive. And people diagnosed with cancer, whether they're just at the start or the end, they feel quite isolated. And I know a lot of family members can be quite offended by that. What do you mean? Because I'm here. But it's different if you've been transported to this place unwillingly to be able to speak to other people who get it, whether that's in person or online. It just brings its own community. And I think that's a really, really important part of what you've got going here, that peer support element you've got too.
I think that's for me, it's the main priority. We can all exercise to a degree, but I think it's getting that support from other people who like-minded, have gone through the same experiences as yourselves, or have gone through experience that you haven't been there yet, and they can give you a little bit of advice on that. I think that I think that would be the main part of any session with us, would be that camaraderie, the building up friendships, team spirit, what football's all about. Hopefully that would come into them sessions, along with the exercise to get your blood flowing and feel good about yourself. So all around, I think it's a good way of mentally preparing yourself. If you're coming up to operations and treatment, and then obviously after the operation, and getting fit and getting well back on the road, and you know, getting integrated back in with the community.
And that's key, isn't it? I mean, when I was diagnosed originally 10 years ago, I was fortunate. I had no symptoms. I had nothing impairing me before my surgery. So I was able to continue in the gym, and I found a massive benefit of being able to stay healthy. And that really helped me in my recovery from my treatment massively. But we have to understand, don't we, with some cancer patients, they are symptomatic. And as you say, chair exercises might be the limit of what they can do.
That's right, and it's the exercise is very important, but it's to a standard, or there's limits to all exercise. So they're all individuals, and we'll treat them all as individuals, and they can step out when they want to, step in, back in when they want to. So yeah, it's very low key. But nobody's going to win any medals with us, so we're just there to hopefully help them along on their journey and be a positive part of that journey.
That's fantastic. Before we come on to when, where, and how they contact you and things, I just want to touch on another sponsor of the show, which is Corporate Wellbeing Solutions. If you're a business owner or managing a team, it's worth checking out Corporate Wellbeing Solutions. They specialise in occupational health support, providing high quality, practical reports with a really fast turnaround. So you're not left waiting when you have a live employee situation to deal with. They also offer an employee assistance program, giving your staff qualified counsellors, along with mental health and wellbeing support wherever needed. If you want straightforward, reliable support that actually helps you manage your people properly, have a look at OC Health at corporatewellbeingsolutions.com. So we've touched on ability or capability, sorry, rather than ability of the people who can come along. Is there any criteria, Ray, that they need to meet, or is just being a patient enough?
Being a cancer patient is enough for us. Obviously, if they visit Leighton or any of the partner organisations, they should be getting a flyer that's talks about what the implications and what the sessions are about, which I've got here in front of me. The word should be getting round a little bit now. This obviously podcast will help that, and word of mouth will help, and people, coming and having a go at what we do. So it's every Monday at the football ground. It's 9:30 start, sort of 45 minutes to an hour of gentle exercise, followed with a cup of tea and a social bit. So everybody's welcome. That obviously is going through the cancer journey. You're able to, if you get a flyer, which I've got here, There's a QR code which you just obviously go on to and fill a short form out, and then we would contact you after that. Or you can ring the number and we'll pick the phone up and talk to you, or email me and again we'll get in touch and we'll put in the details for you.
Yeah, I'll put that
Yeah,
on all of my social media and the podcast social media so that we've got the
super.
flyer for people to go to.
Yeah.
Is there a cost to this, Ray, for people?
There's no cost, it's free. Everything's free, even your cup of tea.
Fantastic.
Yeah, everything's free. You just got to get there. I'll meet anybody at the ground. So at the club shop, if you get to the club shop for I don't know 9:20 or whatever, I will meet you there, and I'll walk you around to where the session is. It's just on the at the social club end of the ground in the social club there. So we'll go in and then we'll get going. So it's all nice, low key, nice and relaxed. A lady came last week and she loved it, and she doesn't go to exercise classes much, and she felt very relaxed. She's very open. We had lovely conversations, and really positive. So hopefully that'll start us, which is, we want it to be a success, and that's where we're aiming to be. So we need some people on board.
Yeah, I mean, this podcast is obviously not just for people of Crewe. So if you don't know Crewe, and this is something that of interest to you, the football stadium is literally 2 to 3 minutes walk from the train station. So it's not a million miles. It's not difficult to get to. It's very, very easy to access.
Yeah.
And if they people are not in this area, Ray, you mentioned a few other clubs before. Is how do people get in touch with them if
Yeah,
they're
someone
outside
like
of this
Chester,
area?
and the likes of Tranmere, they'll have similar flyers that are out on their media sites. So very similar. It's a generic flyer that just has Crewe Alexandra details, but obviously there'll be the other flyers that have the Chester details and the Tranmere details and the Everton details. So it's well worth having a look and finding them details on the websites.
As you say, all the community programs have their own website. I've seen Versus Cancer on yours, so
Yeah,
I'm sure it's on the other ones.
yeah, it
You
is.
you mentioned when we spoke the other day that hopefully this is going to get rolled out across all EFL
Yeah,
clubs.
I think that's where they want to go to. Obviously, they've got to get good positive feedback and case studies from the initial pilots. But yes, I think the English Football League might be thinking about getting involved on a bigger scale. So let's watch this space. But we're concerned of today and right now. We're desperate to get uh, patients along, enjoy themselves, get involved with the football club. It's not just going to be an exercise. We've got other things that they can get involved with regards the community and at the football club and coming to one or two of the games. We're quite open to giving them one or two tickets to get them encouraged to be part of the Crew family forward.
Fantastic. I mean, and then that just shows, doesn't it, how open and welcoming it is to people who aren't even football fans at the moment. It's a great initiative, and I really, really wish you every success with it, Ray. And I'll do everything I can for as a podcast and as a local counsellor and sort of patient advocate to try and drive this forward because I don't think there's enough of this sort of support around, especially that's free. And as I said before, with the peer support element as well.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. I mean, I really hope this takes off across the country.
Super. Thanks very much, Steve. Pleasure to talk to you today.
Yeah. Again, I will put the details for anybody onto my social media, onto the Facebook pages of the podcast. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, the Resilience Room and Corporate Wellbeing Solutions. I also want to say I hope you're enjoying the podcast as we're back now for Series 2. So I'd like to ask a little favour from people who listen, if you leave a review of the podcast on whichever platform you get it from. This helps raise the profile, enables more people to be interested as joining as a guest like Ray has today. If you want more information on the services I provide, such as counselling and public speaking, please visit my website on www.stevepoyntoncounsellingsupport.co.uk. I'd also love to hear from you. What subjects would you like to hear about? This is something different we've done today, but I think is really, really valuable. Where have your struggles been? Are you a carer? Please reach out at info@stevepoyntoncounsellingandsuppport.co.uk. So that's it for today. I will be back with another episode soon, and I look forward to speaking to you then.